Happy Easter. This is probably the most un-Easter Easter I've ever experienced in my life. It feels like another day. It is Easter, the full moon after March is 21st, or the first day of spring. It's the full moon was last week sometime, and so Easter will be on the Sunday after the first full moon of spring. So the sad thing is that we have wars and rumors of wars and just a lot of bad stuff going on, but I'm just going to speak of the milk of the gospel today. So Jesus died and he raised. And if you want to know why he died and raised, it was so our sins could be forgiven. You might ask, why do we need our sins forgiven? Well, because God is a holy God, and any sin you commit, be it looking at a woman with lust, or fornication, or homosexuality, or transgenderism, or calling your brother a fool, or even trying to save yourself from hell, any sin that you commit is an abomination, and you'll go to hell. So why does it have to be that way? Well, it's not so much because one sin sends you to hell, it's because you have your sin nature. So here's the best way to explain the gospel to someone who doesn't understand Paul's messaging. So understand that Christ likens himself to a vine. And in botany, you can graft a tree branch into what is called rootstock, and if the branch takes, it will produce fruit. In fact, Honeycrisp apples, one of my favorite apples, are created this way. They take the best branches and the most hardy rootstocks and they put them together, and it makes those very delicious apples. So Christ is the only healthy rootstock. He's the only one firmly planted in rich soil, which the soil is the Father's love. And if we are grafted into him, we have the Father's love, which the rootstock gives sap to the branches, and it enables them to have good fruit. So if you have good fruit, the rootstock will feed you as a branch and produce sweet and savory fruit, which you cannot have any other way. You cannot have sweet and savory fruit without being grafted into the rootstock. All other paths are thieves and liars. By thieves, they draw their power from Christ's teachings, and they teach you a self-religion where you have to discipline yourself to become a better person. But the fact of the matter is, you need the power of God to be a good person. And if you have this power, you will be a good person. And you need the rootstock to, in a sense, furnish you your branches with sap, which is what Jesus says, ask and it shall be granted. What you should ask is for the Spirit. That's what you need to ask, for Christ's righteousness. Knock and you shall receive, and the Lord shall give generously. So this is what Paul's saying too. He's saying that we are wild branches or true branches of the olive tree, and we're grafted into the vine. We're grafted into the olive tree. So that's the gospel. And if we have Jesus, we will be better people. If we don't have Jesus, we will wither and die and lose our faith, and we'll be sheared off of the branch, we'll be sheared off of the tree and thrown out to the wayside and burnt. But if we return to him, call upon him, even though we're languishing, even though we're mourning, even though we're bitter, even though we're sinners, if we call upon him, he will fill us with his righteousness, and he will be a rootstock, and it will be a branch that receives sap, and we will make good fruit.